Hey, what's up, everyone? I am your host, David Greenspan, and this is Season 5 of the Mindshare Podcast. Rolling along with an incredible lineup of guests this year, we've also got an incredible lineup of sponsors. This list includes Gray Media Marketing, Ontario's premier social media management, marketing, and content creation company. REM, Real Estate Magazine, Canada's premier monthly magazine for real estate professionals. And Kits Keep in Touch Systems, a two-time international award-winning marketing suite for sales professionals. Be sure to check out our sponsors and what they have to offer on my site, mindshare101.com. Your reviews mean the world to me. If you haven't yet, could you please take a moment to rate and leave a review of the show? You can do that very easily at ratethispodcast.com/mindshare101. Your name will be entered into a draw to win some free Mindshare 101 swag, and we've been seeing a lot of reviews coming in lately, and I just want to say a big, big thank you to everybody. Now, just before we get into the show, we're officially past the halfway mark of the first month of the year. Yeah, already. Time flies when you're being productive. And it also flies when you look back at the past few weeks wondering where they went and still telling yourself it's time to get back in gear. Now, I've had a lot of conversations lately about starting the year off right, getting that first deal going, and I want to remind you, success will be a result of the relationships you create. Nothing is going to happen overnight. So don't get down on yourself or make any knee-jerk reactions on some bright, shiny object to get you that deal quicker. Money is not the solution to complacency. Focus on your goals. Focus on your preparation. Focus on the action steps that you need to take every single day. Build the mind share, and you will get the market share. Now, if you're still finding that you need something more, I'm the spark that's going to light your fire. As your coach, I will keep you on track. I will hold you accountable. I will help you achieve everything you want and more. I mean, look, you're here listening to this podcast. There's obviously something of value that you're seeing. Imagine work on one-on-one together. I'm going to put together a completely custom tailored plan for you based on who you are, how you work, and all of it so we can ensure that what you want actually comes to life for you this year. Whether you're new, whether you're a veteran in the business, our one-to-one coaching is your answer. Inquire with us today. Go to mindshare101.com and click on coaching. One of our Mindshare Experience coordinators will be in touch within the hour. Today's episode is number 214. At the young age of 12, he began building multiple successful YouTube channels that have amassed over 80,000 subscribers. In addition, he founded a media production company that generates six-figure monthly revenue and specializes in real estate. This company has worked with some of the top realtors in the Greater Toronto Area and the United States. And currently, he is focusing on the use of artificial intelligence in the creative industry and how it can be used to enhance the client experience. Joining me on this episode of the Mindshare Podcast is founder of Gray Media, Cameron Gray. Cameron, welcome to the Mindshare Podcast.
Thanks for having me, buddy. That was an epic intro. I have to say it was a well put together intro for me.
Well, listen, man, you know what? You're doing some cool stuff out there, bud. We're excited to have you on the show today. And I know, I don't want to even say I want to believe or anything else, but I know you're going to build, you're going to deliver a shit ton of value for people through all the fun conversations you and I have. And what I know about your brain, which bounces around like a ping pong ball full of ideas, and I say that with complete compliment because I'm very much the same way. It's always bouncing, but there's ideas coming from it. I thought we could take some time and share some of that with our guests today. So
100%. As long as you keep me focused, we can get through all of it in timely fashion.
Dude, that's why I told you, like I've got sort of that, but here, talk to me with this, because there's going to be people that are tuned in right now that certainly know who you are and what you're up to out there. You're building a great brand name for yourself. There's also going to be people that have no idea. And one of the things that I just mentioned off the top was about building YouTube channels that have amassed over 80,000 subscribers when you were 12 years old. And it's crazy because like Joshua, my son, is 11. And I'm thinking, if this dude could figure out how to build a YouTube channel like that, I would hire him. Mm-hmm. So tell me this, just to give people like some context of like background where you came from, like what were those channels about And how at 12 years old did you figure out what to do and how to really use the platform?
So with YouTube, it actually started way before when I was 12. Like I've been doing YouTube since the platform has existed. So I think my first video is 12 years old right now. So it was like posted in 2008, 2009. And I was just posting anything that I was watching. I wanted to be the person that I was consuming content from. So when I first started, it was just like, I would take music and I would put together like different photos. I don't know if you ever remember that, but when you look up a song on YouTube, it would just have random photos that would play. So it was just a bunch of random content at the start. And then it went to me talking about different things. And then I realized that like nobody had interest in me. So that's why that's why I transitioned it. And that's why I started doing gaming. So like I wasn't the best gamer, but I found that I knew how to extract different things out of a video game that most people couldn't. So I was really, really good at, say I wanted to duplicate a car a ton of times, sell it, make money inside the game so that I can buy better stuff than everybody else. That's one thing that I did really well in. I wasn't really a gamer for the leaderboards. I liked to exploit all of the little hacks and stuff. So that's what I built the channel of. So I built a channel called Giraffosaurus. I started it when I was 12. And it took me about 2 years to build to get it to the 80,000 subscriber point. And I was basically creating videos every single day about Grand Theft Auto, teaching people how to either duplicate cars or make money inside of a video game. And with that in-game money, you can buy cars, you can buy houses, you can buy clothing in the game. And the reason I don't do it anymore was the video game company, one of the ways they made money was they actually sold in-game money. So it's called Shark Cards. So for like $100, you can buy $1 million worth of in-game money. And I was teaching people how to get like 10 million of it in 5 minutes. So it was a big no-no for one of their passive income streams. So they had us all shut down. But it taught me a lot of what I wanted to know about YouTube. And it taught me kind of how to grow. And it's all the same thing. You just have to really be passionate about what you're doing and then find the community and find the right entry point. Like sometimes like it's not even the right industry to join into there. I see so many people trying to enter an industry that's just way too saturated. So you have to find those entry points. And right now that's one that I've personally found with AI, but we'll get into that later on.
Yeah, totally. So, I mean, what I found interesting there is that you were dealing with crypto way back before crypto was a thing. Like in terms of, I mean, just the online dollars. Like it's funny, and I always reference that, like to like all the parents out there that are, you know, might have kids playing like a ton of video games and buying all this V-Bucks and electronic money. They're buying crypto. They're using crypto essentially, right? It's all online dollars.
A version of it, yes, 100%. Yeah. It's funny because like I really wish I was fully doing crypto back then because I was using an 11-inch like Acer laptop, the slowest computer possible. Yeah. And that's when we were building Minecraft servers. And my friend said, you can mine this in like this computer money. And I was like, let's try to do it. And this was Bitcoin like 2012, 2013. So I really wish we figured it out back then. That buddy's heavy invested into crypto, but I guess it was a lesson for myself.
So here you had mentioned a moment ago that you got to really enjoy it. Like you got to find an entry point, right? And to leverage YouTube, to leverage any social media platform, we need content, right? So let's go back to the top. Before anybody can actually grow a YouTube channel and try to get to any level of subscribers, right? You picked gaming. You picked, let's say, Grand Theft Auto. But if you want to grow a social media account, you want to grow your YouTube, you want to have 1,000 subscribers, Ken, where do we start when it comes to creating content? Is it brand? Is it topics? Is it audience? Walk us through the steps that you take to help your clients. Like, yeah, how do I figure what content to put out there? What's that entry point?
I think a lot of people do it backwards. And like, that's something that I did. Like, keep in mind, I've been doing this for 12 years and I failed really, really early. And it was lucky for me. And people are kind of going through those failures that I had, like when I was 12, 13 years old now. So what I realized is like sometimes the niche that you're in won't be successful on YouTube and you have to niche down even deeper. So with Grand Theft Auto, I wasn't even playing Grand Theft Auto when I realized it was getting a lot of views. I was playing Minecraft with a friend and I realized that he was posting these Grand Theft Auto videos and he was normally getting 1,000 views and randomly they would get 50,000 views, 60,000 views. So look for like easy entry points where it's like a brand new channel and it's getting a ton of views right away because that means that there's not a lot of content underneath that search term. And with search terms on social, you have to remember that it's all about the depth. So if you have a lot of content about one thing, you're going to rank on there. So you have to really pick what you're most passionate about. For example, like a realtor, I wouldn't just start a real estate YouTube channel and talk about staging and talk about how to do a bunch of house tours and do all this stuff. I would focus my channel maybe on like home automation within a house, or fireplaces, or melee products, or a specific thing first, and build a content pool of like 20 or 30 videos, and people are going to search that. And if you're ranking for everything to do with one product, you're going to start getting suggested on other people's videos who make videos about the same things.
Okay.
So
let's take home automation for a second here then, and say if I decided I wanted to do, as opposed to staging and whatnot, I'm going to focus like on home automation. Even though my house is not fully automated, I'm going to learn about this stuff. I'm going to create content about this stuff. Would it be trying to figure out, in one video, I'm going to talk about automating your light bulbs, and another video, I'm going to talk about automating.
So I would make the tutorial on how to set up a Google Home and link it with your iPhone. And then I would make the video how to link your Google Home with your light switch. It's going to be valuable to anybody in the world.
And just teach people how to actually do the link, like do screenshots to show people how that works.
Record the screen. Yeah, do that. And then what's going to happen is you're going to get a ton of views from everywhere. But locally, people are going to be like, dude, what's happening? Your videos are getting a ton of views. Can you come set this up in my house? Yeah. And then this you're going to be top of mind for this person. And then just snowballs. Like opportunities with YouTube, it's not like you post videos and then people are going to message you saying they want to sell their house. It's more so like you have to find opportunities and provide value elsewhere. And then when they come back to you, it's going to be for the real estate stuff. And
I think as we talk YouTube, for everybody to understand very, very clearly that when we talk YouTube, we talk social media, they are completely two different animals, right? YouTube is a search engine. Yep. Think about it just the same way you'd go to Google. You're going to go to Google. You're not going to hashtag Mindshare. You're going to go to Google and say, how can I build Mindshare? YouTube's going to operate very much the same way. So just everybody tuned in, understand that part of the way those two platforms work differently. Mm-hmm. Now, Cam, as we come up with an idea of like the type of content, and for everybody tuned in, we're gonna rip through this because we're gonna try to cover off a whole bunch of step-by-steps for you guys. So the first step there was like, think about something that people are looking for. Think about a niche that you can almost get into. But now that I've got an idea of content, what's next? Am I building a brand? Am I just getting into production?
Well, you have to think of what your goal is.
And here, dude, use home automation as this underlying term to everything today.
I wouldn't pick. So let's start here, and then we'll see if home automation fits. So the first thing I like to do when I'm building on social is I figure out what my goal is. So if I know that a niche is popping off, I will create content, and then I'll figure out how to make money from it after. But if you're in a realtor, or if you're a person in a service-based industry, you can't do that with your business. So what you need to do is look and kind of work backwards. Look what your end goal is. Is it to get investors? Is it to get a first-time home buyer? Who is your target audience? And then figure out what types of content do these people watch, and then create that type of content and double down on it, and just basically repurpose what works and duplicate what doesn't. And like delete off what doesn't, basically, and just duplicate and focus on just becoming top of mind in what your thing's going to be. So like if you can create 100 videos on first-time home buyers with every single city that you can work in, it's going to rank on Google. It's going to rank on YouTube. And then people are going to click in, and then YouTube's going to build that trust. And they're not going to buy a house right away, but they're going to remember you. And then if they subscribe to you, they're going to see all of your content. So that's kind of why I'd say build the depth. Like if I was selling brakes, I would make videos about how to install brakes, like where to find brakes, everything about that topic. So first-time buyers, investors, anything like that.
Okay, so you're not so we go from like selecting content. You're basically like, don't worry about your brand, whatever. Right now, just jump in and start production. Like start getting in there and
figure out what gets views. Like you build your brand later. Like I got my first client from social media before I really had a brand. Like my logo, I built it in Canva. It's still the same logo today, and I haven't changed it because people remember it. Your brand will become whatever you are, but your content will guide you to build that brand. Like without the traffic, you're never going to build a brand. So you have to get the traffic first and then build a brand around that.
Well, this is where I'm going to take an opportunity to share with everybody that, your brand is not a set of colors. It's not a logo. It's what people think of when they think of you. Mm-hmm. Right. And that's really what it comes down to. Or when they think of that thing, do they think of you? And this is the whole concept around building Mindshare. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we get into production. How do people get comfortable? Had a great conversation with an amazing coaching client this morning, one of the conversations. And we talked about video, and we talked about him wanting to do more video. And we talked about backgrounds and should it be like I do a lot in my car. I used to do a lot walking through the malls or walking through Vegas. Like it didn't matter where I was, I just record and I still do that. But for people who are not that comfortable, Cam, what would you say about the process to getting comfortable with video and how we could go ahead and just be more comfortable with the script without scripting it, be more comfortable with the lens staring at us, seem natural? What do you say? Like,
I think like you can't just focus on becoming comfortable and then you'll get comfortable. You just have to do it. So you have to figure out what your goal is and then realize that you're not going to be able to achieve that goal without content. Like if you want to run a business in the future and you want to be the leader, you have to be creating content. So use it as fire because you have to be better than everybody else who is your competitor. Because if you're not the best, they're going to take it from you. So don't focus so much on creating, focus on documenting. So if you're not comfortable on camera, maybe hire a videographer to just follow you around, get them to put a mic on you and just forget they're there and record everything. And then the videographer will turn that into content. And once you get to a point where you're ready to start talking to that camera or just start right away, like my first couple of videos are so bad, but people will look back at that stuff and they'll see the growth and they'll actually love the fact that you started, because you got to remember 1% of people are creators, like 99% of people are consumers. So as soon as you become that creator, people right away are going to fanboy you for that. And the community is what's going to make you comfortable. It's not really the content. It's the community that you're building for that's going to make you comfortable, because you're just talking to a screen or you're talking to a lens. You're not talking like to a bunch of people. That's what you got to remember.
You know, I love what you're saying about that. I doubled down on that because I know my first, I look back at like the videos I did like early on, like some of the first videos, which in the moment you're like, yeah, man, this stuff's great. You look back on now and you wonder like, how did I ever release that to the public? Right. But it's, the growth. And do I think we've perfected it? I don't. Do I think the comfort level is there? 1,000,000%.
Well, you need something to look at and be like, that's so bad. I'm never going to do that again. But if you've never recorded it, you're just going to pick apart other people's content in your head and you're going to get left behind. Like the biggest thing that I would say is like, don't even follow your competitors, because don't get stuck on trying to be better than them. Just figure out content that you like and start emulating those people. And because 99% of the people in your local market don't watch the people that you watch. And if you're making an emulation of them, you're going to know how to naturally be them, because you're just going to mimic your favorite things about them. And that's what I do. Like there's Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon, like these are all content creators who have millions of followers on YouTube, and none of you guys know who they are. And I literally take a lot of their strategies and implement them right into the real estate marketing industry. And just since nobody's doing that, it's creative, it's new, it's fresh.
So how much content should we be creating then? Like if I'm going to go out and I'm going to do that and maybe either get myself documented or go ahead and actually sit down and say, okay, I'm going to do X amount of videos a week, a month. What do you say to, how much content should we focus on creating each month to actually have a content strategy? Let's maybe use a month as a measuring stick.
Well, the biggest thing I would say is like you want to create as much content as you can. So what I would say is build a marketing budget for the year, because the biggest thing is you have to be consistent. So it doesn't matter if you make 10 videos or if you make 100 videos. It's amazing.
What if you only make 2?
That's totally fine too, but post it on the exact date so that I was talking about this with somebody earlier. Like you got to remember you are the product. So if
consistency is key.
If Instagram knows that you're going to be posting Thursday at 2 p.m., they know that they can place an ad after that. So if you're not showing up at like the gym, like do you put somebody on the ice if they're not practicing? Like probably not. So you have to make sure you're showing up all the time, and then the algorithm will just push you out. So if you're creating more content, you're going to be top of mind. I like to say post a piece of content every single day, and don't just post a piece of content to post piece of content. Like I love when Christmas comes around or Easter comes around, because everybody posts the Happy Easter. Like the people who don't post content, they're
like Happy Easter. Yeah, oh yeah, you're
but it's
social media king now.
It's like it's not doing anything because it's other people are just going to make fun of those sorts of things. So I like to post my content on those days because there are people at home during those times. So create content that you would just make regularly, and post it out consistently online. So start with maybe 12 posts a month and then ramp it up to 30 posts a month and then ramp it up to 90 posts a month.
So try to get yourself to at least 3 times a week is the idea.
If you can get there, yeah. So the biggest thing though is before you do all of this is you have to remember you have to set up a lead conversion process. And this is something that I was super ignorant to when I first started my business, like where I was like, I'm just going to get traffic. I'm going to get traffic. But if you don't have a funnel with a webinar or a funnel set up in the back end to convert and actually book your appointments for you, you're going to do a lot of the heavy lifting in the DMs, and people are not going to trust your brand as much because maybe you didn't reach back out to them because you had so much traffic on your page. That's a problem we kind of ran into where we didn't have our back end funnels properly set up to convert the amount of traffic that we were creating. In the peak of November, December time, we were getting over 150,000 views a month on our page. So I was getting, I think, 4,000 pieces of engagement, and we had over 1,000 DMs, and I wasn't able to respond to a lot of them because of that. And if I had my funnels properly set up before, I could have converted way more because they would have been booked right in my Calendly, and they would have known my calendar, and then maybe it would have been 2 or 3 months down the line, but it's in there, and you can follow up.
Are you suggesting that each piece of content that goes out should have some sort of call to action that people will follow, or should it just be that some of the content has?
So if you can, like, don't always put a piece, like if you're putting a call to action on a video and it's like, whoa, where did that come from? Like, don't put it in there. But if it is a really good video that has a purpose, so like say you're talking to investors on how they can do something, and you have just a lead magnet that you can give to them for free, send them to your buyer or get them to DM you and send them the lead magnet, because people want free stuff. So if you can put call to actions, but not on every single piece of content, because then you sound needy. It sounds like you're asking them for it.
Right.
Just be very like genuine with it. And like, I don't even edit all of my content, so I don't know how it's going to look all of the time. I kind of just trust the editing team. Because a lot of people put everything in it because they think they're the best. But as soon as somebody else watches it, they're going to be like, this is boring. So chop it back and just make the most valuable piece of content possible. That's just all I have to say is if you just post a piece of value every single day through Reciprocity, people are going to come back to you.
Yeah.
Just value.
Oh, see, listen, there's magic in consistency, right? 100%. And this goes for anything in life. And this is going to come right back to your video, your content strategy, your social media, how you're building the mind share. Just to clarify on what Cameron was just mentioning there about landing page and sort of a funnel, really what you want to do is you want to have some sort of call to action. And again, it's not in every video, but it's this thing of, hey, go here for more of this. And what you're doing is directing people somewhere. So for example, when you're scrolling Insta and you see, link in bio, somebody can click on that link. The idea that's that link, and that could be from a YouTube, an Instagram, a Facebook, whatever, that link is going to take people to a landing page. The landing page is going to be very bare. It's only going to have that offering that you want people to essentially click on. And that could be some sort of video that explains to them about who you are. And then as Cameron said about booking, there's another step there that says basically book a call, book a meeting, book to find out more, book to talk to me. And that will then set up, as you use Calendly as an example, that'll set up a prompt that basically says the two of us are going to have a meeting on such and such a date. So you put out content. You had the CTA, the call to action that directed people to go to some landing page. The landing page had the offer, this video. The video was compelling enough for people to say, yes, I want to book an appointment. And now through putting out content consistently, you've been able to drive more appointments consistently as well. If that doesn't make sense, reach out to one of us. We'll break it down for you a little bit further. Tune into some of our content that's out there. It'll break it down for you further, right? But that's in short how to put all that together. Yeah. So go. Yeah. Go.
I think like to add to that though, like the biggest thing is like the people will just come to your page. And if you have a good landing page, people are just going to click in it after you have a lot of content. So make sure you have at least 30 pieces of content before you're really pushing people to a landing page, because like they're not going to know enough about you, and right. You don't want to look too salesy right away either. So just to add that in there.
Okay, so we've talked about how much content we should create. Cameron basically said like as much as you can. Document, right? Don't think that every single thing you say or record needs to be put out there. But the more that you can record, the more content you'll have to be able to piece together. And when you talked about how frequently you should be posting, starting with, as a suggestion, at least 3 times a week.
And like one big thing is like, it sounds very complex. keep it ridiculously simple.
Yeah.
As simple as your systems can be, the better it's going to be for you. So if it's just like one flow where they click on a website and automatically books your calendar, that's even better. Because if people have to fill out questions and answer things, like they're going to get bored. And if your landing pages are slow, people have ADHD nowadays, they're just going to click right off. So why I like a place like Calendly is as soon as you click on it, Instagram suggests autofill. So it's going to autofill the person's Instagram account's name, the phone number linked to it, and the email. So try to keep things very simple that are automated so people just have to click the button and send you their information.
Now, on that front, you'd mentioned a moment ago, do your marketing budget, right? Before you get started, do a marketing budget. And I'm with you there. We need to understand how much dollars we have. Much the same, I want to reinforce that you need to figure out how much time you have. Because if you don't think about the time, yes, wanting to put a content strategy together, lots of people want to. But if you don't put in the time for it, you're never going to bring it to life. And it takes time. Just like everything else in life, it's going to take you time. So make sure that you're looking at your time and saying, when can I do it? I've got a presentation I've been working on. There was an hour to map out the presentation. There's going to be another hour to work on the presentation. Now, there's hours and hours and hours of preparation and rehearsal and everything else. But just to brainstorm, like, what is it going to be the basis of this thing? There's time. So, yeah, never mind the fact that it probably takes 25, 50 hours to build out a new one. Preparation, everything else, rehearsal. There's still got to be the time to brainstorm the thing, the time to do the production of the thing. Again, time. That's one thing. The second part to that is, if you're going to leverage Calendly or an app, something similar like that, make sure that when you give people the ability to tap into your schedule and book something with you, that you show up. Because if they book it and you don't show up and you expect them to show up again another time for you because, oops, your dog ate your homework kind of thing, forget it. It's not going to happen. So really being cautious about how you manage your time, how you empower time to manage you, and what openings you give to people to be able to book that stuff and then be able to commit.
So I think another thing that I think a lot of people, especially in the real estate industry, I think this is a hush-hush secret, is like, I'm just going to release it here, is like, use ISAs. Have a team of like individual people who will just call your leads for you. They can book a call with somebody on your team that warms them up to see if it's an actual valuable lead. And you can have them even have an immediate meeting. So what I like is you can have them set up as a round robin, and I have closers all over in different time zones. So no matter when you're calling for our AI service, you're available.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you could get an admin, you could get an inside sales associate. ISA is what Cameron was referring to there. So can we talk about coming out content, the frequency of posting, recording, capturing, posting? Tell me this, and we've really focused a lot on video, which, by the way, I noticed you called it videographer.
Videographer, yeah.
Yeah, you are a videographer, and I've always thought the word was videographer. Videographer,
I guess. I don't know. I don't even classify. I'm just a strategist. I'm just still a kid, a big kid.
Okay, so check this out. Here's where the question is going. Should this be focused, my content strategy, my mindshare strategy online, should it be focused solely on video, or should this be a mix of pictures, graphics, and video? What do you find works best to help our audience grow their brand?
So I haven't posted a photo in probably, I don't think I've ever really posted a photo. Like, I only post photos if it's going to be to sell a product and I'm like tagging it somewhere and I'm posting it to my story and I really want my audience to see it. But Instagram has come out and said it. They're not suggesting photos as much. So it's not as important to be posting those. And there's strategic ways that you can use photos. You can use photos in a reel. And if you use photos within a reel and you put something like a motivational track over it, and you basically count how long it takes to read that motivational track, and you put that motivational quote right over top of the photo, you're going to get results that way. And I wouldn't suggest posting photos, but graphic posts are still converting. Use swipeable posts, because the key thing is you want to keep people on a post for as long as possible. And when you're posting a photo, it's going to be like 10 seconds on that post. So The only way that you can really hook somebody in longer is maybe putting a long caption.
Right. I was going to say that. Yeah. Add some more description.
A cheat to that is write your captions into ChatGPT and say, write it as a blog post. And it will generate a massive blog post. And sharing it there, people are going to sit on your post for like a minute, 2 minutes. And it's really helping my clips like grow organically right now. And then even the same thing with the reels is people are posting too long of clips there, keep them short. And then graphic posts, like I was saying with the graphic posts, swipeable content, keep them very simple. Don't put too much information on your swipe posts. I see people putting like paragraphs and paragraphs. Try to keep
use the term you used with me once.
770 rule. So it's basically you want to make it so it's easily understandable for a 7-year-old, but
right.
simple enough to read for a 70-year-old. Basically, for people with poor eyesight, they can see it easily and it's understandable because people who are consuming content, they're not like fully dialed in. So they're in like a lower function. They're not thinking as much. So you want to be simple. You want to hook people in and you want to get them learning because if you can get somebody learning, they're going to trust you and then they're going to want to buy from you.
So that was photos, the 770 rule. That was how you explained it to me that time was again, so a 7-year-old could understand it. And so a 7-year-old could actually read it.
Yes, exactly. I really like that. So we talked about photos, we talked about graphic. I really think you should be focused on video. I think something that's very undervalued right now is live streaming. You can live stream right to your Facebook page, but even better than that is live streaming to YouTube. This is a deep, dark secret. So this is going to be an Instagram clip for sure. But with your watch time on YouTube, if you can get a lot of watch time within the first 24 hours, you're going to rank on the search algorithm right away because YouTube, basically one of the biggest measurement tools is how long did someone sit and watch your video for. So if it's an hour-long video, did someone sit through the whole thing? But they at the same time, if they'll rank a 1-hour video right beside a 5-minute video because they want to keep people on the platform for as long as possible. So while you're live streaming, people are watching you for 10, 20, 30, 40. Like this is an hour-long live stream right now. Mm-hmm. As soon as you click publish, as soon as that live stream is done, you don't have to edit it. But better than this, it goes online with all of that watch time built into the metadata. So right away, you're going live with like 50 hours. Say you had 50 viewers and it was an hour-long podcast. You're going to have 50 hours of watch time built into your search data. So they're going to trust your piece of content and they're going to put it right to the top because it's a new video and has amazing watch time. So that's why when you search things up on YouTube, you normally see live streams first because they have so much watch time put behind them.
Well, I'd also add into that for anybody that's on Instagram, and I hope that you're all on Instagram. And if you are tuned into this and we are not following each other, I would say follow me at David Greenspan 101, follow Cameron at Gray Media _Gray Media.
Yep.
Right.
If you look up Gray Media, it still comes up though.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Follow us definitely. But what I was going to bring up about that was that if you notice in your notifications, every time somebody that you follow goes live, it tells you about it. Mm-hmm. Right. It always notifies me. Like it's like a major notification from Instagram, more than a DM probably, that says like so-and-so was live. So again, just another hack to that is that, again, you want to get out there and get in front of more people. This will notify every single person that follows you that you're live. That's Mindshare.
Especially if you haven't live streamed in a long time. Like if it's your first live stream, it's going to spam it right to someone's cell phone. This person is live right to your cell phone live stream, which is crazy. Like Facebook does that as well. So if you're thinking of creating content, maybe build up your content pool and make a live stream right before it, talking about what's going to happen on your page so that everybody sees that live stream and then glues into your page and comes back for all the content. Because if you can bring the same viewer back every single day, that's what Instagram's like.
By the way, ChatGPT, for those that have not checked it out yet, it is badass, super cool stuff. The one thing that I'm going to recommend to every single one of you is if you're going to leverage ChatGPT, don't go around talking about that. Okay. I saw a post yesterday that talked about how, some people who are contributing content leverage this platform to contribute their content. I'm thinking, well, if you're leveraging AI to contribute your content, how much of that did you actually write versus the AI writing it? And now who contributed, you or the AI? So I had just a little something to that about it. It's a very cool little platform to use. I think you can use it in cool ways for yourself to help you. But you want to be OG with your content. Otherwise, why are people coming to you? So just my own 2 cents about that, because it's becoming a very big buzzword out there to leverage ChatGPT. And I think that the more people get into that, the less people are going to actually create their own stuff.
So I'm in the other boat. So I basically will almost read word for word from ChatGPT, and I'm honest about it because ChatGPT is going to give you the content curated exactly how you want to hear it without the fluff. So when I talk about something, I'll fluff it up a ton. When I get something put together by ChatGPT, I'm still going to put my style on it. And if it's something that I know how to talk about, I'm going to really, really talk about it. But it structures it so well. And you have to remember, it's an algorithm. The algorithm's scanning YouTube, and it's basically picking a suggested time based upon the script of what a YouTube video is. And every time I do a ChatGPT script, it's always bang on, usually 4 minutes and 40 seconds to that 5 minutes and 50 seconds.
I got you, man. I got you. But this
and
is the same
ranking.
thing.
It's ranking very well.
This is very similar to having a chat bot getting back to somebody from a sales lead, right? At the end of the day, it's people.
Because it wasn't custom. It wasn't custom. Now it is.
Yeah, I got
Very
that.
custom.
I got that. I just think people need to be OG about their stuff. That's where your value comes from. Otherwise, you're going to fall into the same can as many other people.
Yes, like you can either be very aware. Like I would either tell people, like that's what I'm telling people that I use it because like you can't write 100 blog posts about pre-con, but you can go into ChatGPT and generate 100 blog posts every 10 minutes and spam them up on your website, and you're going to have so much more search depth than everybody else. So if you can take advantage of it, don't take advantage of it on the areas that you love. Like don't use it to create your content. Maybe do the things that you're barely suffering on, like the blog posts that you're maybe not doing, because blog posts is going to get you ranked on Google, and that's what's actually going to get you the buys and the sells.
I hear you. Content is king, right? So here, when we're creating content, expectations around content, what kind of ROI are we looking at? How do we measure impact of this type of marketing? Are we looking at views? Are we looking at likes? Are we looking at comments? Are we looking at leads? Are we looking at dollars? What are you suggesting to everybody?
So I look at the community of it. So like the views are nice, but I've never really gotten, I used to get like 50,000 views a day on some of these YouTube videos. But when you get 50,000 views a day on a video and you get 10 views a day on a video, like you feel the same way. But when you engage with a community and a community that actually cares about you, it's a really, really good feeling. When you see the same people coming back every single day, that's how I measure the success of it. Are people learning? Because I'm at a point now where I know if a realtor follows me in the next 3 to 6 months, they're going to reach out to me in the DMs just because I'm teaching them in a pattern to get them to a goal. I'm trying to warm them up so they kind of understand social, but not enough to do it on their own, but to message me to ask the next steps on how to do it. And that's kind of what I do. Is if you're getting calls from people saying, hey, dude, I'm loving your videos, it's working. Just keep putting in that effort, because what's going to happen is you're going to give up. And then 6 months from now, you're going to get 1 or 2 deals. And then you're going to be like, holy shit, that did work. What would happen if I continued with it?
But this is not an overnight success, though.
No, it's going to be like 3 to 6 months. Like if you're somebody like me, you can force results right away, but you're going to have to cold DM people. Like everybody thinks the cold DM is bad, but like I do it all day long. Like I'll cold DM a business I've never met. As long as I'm delivering value, I'm not expecting anything back. I'm not expecting to get business right away. I just want to go in there and learn about what they do and see how I can benefit them. And if you go into those meetings expecting business, you've already lost. But if you go in there just trying to provide value, over time, that person is going to realize that you're really just a good person, and they're going to do that back to you. And that's how you get referrals.
Man. Well said. And I like the fact that you just mentioned the cold DMs, because I think we use that word called lead gen in this industry. That's really what that is, right? Reach out to people, make connections with people. So talk to me about cost, Cam. Like, obviously you could go as big as you want with this stuff, but share some specifics for us. Like, give everybody an idea of like what monthly costs might look like, you know, if done right, or pardon me, not even cost, but like investment, if done right. What is somebody looking at there? Even maybe like call it, again, we can go as high as we want, but what's maybe that starting point and maybe where should you be?
Like you can start with a DIY setup. Like a lot of this stuff, you can start with under $100 a year. Like I built my business I've never spent $1 on ads. Like I'm only spending money now on Facebook ads. So what I would suggest is you have to be in front of the camera anyway. So learn how to use a camera, whether that's going to be an iPhone or if you have a camera kicking around. Everybody has a camera. So learn how to use that thing first. Go onto YouTube if you can't afford a course. Go onto YouTube and just start searching everything about that specific model. Don't just fall down the rabbit hole of content. search everything about that model of camera or that model of phone that you're using for the purpose that you're trying to use it for. Or if you have some money, join a course or join a community, because it'll be very hyper-focused on how that device works. And then from there, just start recording as many videos as you can. 52 videos a year, try to do that. And then once you've created income from your marketing content, use that income in your marketing. Don't go ahead and spend that on things and buy nice things. Save that for next year. So that's, if you're a DIYer and you have no money, I would say just watch YouTube videos and do it yourself. Like, you have an iPhone. It's more than, like, the quality is so good. And then if you really want those cool captions, that's why I built Editor Pro. It's a website where you can go to, upload a clip that you've recorded on your iPhone. My team's going to color grade it. They're going to put cool clips, like the cool captions on it. They're going to put the pictures bouncing around at the bottom. They're going to put the jump cuts. They're going to remove the ums and the ahs. But that's if you really want to have that quality and that high level of engagement interaction from that content. You don't really need that to start. But the first thing is, if you're not comfortable on camera, just start doing it. Start creating content. Once you're comfortable with it, look back at it, see what did work, what did get a lot of views, and then double down on that in a higher quality. So then you can come to a person like me, or go to somebody who is a content creator from high school and wants to start building their portfolio, and then work out a deal with them. Like, when I first started creating content, like, I was charging $1,000 for, I don't even want to really talk about what it was, but 4 podcasts, 4 vlogs, like 30 posts for $1,000. I was driving like 300 kilometers 4 times a month for that. People will hustle. Younger people will hustle. You just have to go out and find those people. And if you're not willing to find those people, well, then you're going to have to spend the big bucks. And it's $2,500, and you can come to a studio like mine, and in 2 hours, you're going to bang out your whole month of content. And basically, you're going to sit with me, and I'm going to interview you, and we'll pull everything for you. We'll build a strategy with you so you understand how to use this content to get business. A lot of people, the biggest thing is, if you're going to use a videographer, don't lean on that videographer for what the strategy is going to be, or for what type of content to create, because that person probably doesn't know. Like, the only reason I know the strategy of it is because I used to do YouTube. Then if you have even more money and you see things are working in your business, basically just double down on what is working. A guy like Alex Hormozi or Gary Vee. Alex Hormozi is a big name right now. Alex Hormozi is spending $70,000 a month on his content strategy. He's got his own $70,000 a month. Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Snapchat ads, content across all platforms. $70,000 a month. Like,
just once finished one of his books there. Just finished one of his books called $100 Million Offers.
One of the best books I've ever read. He's just coming out with a $100 million lead. It's really, really good.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, look, you spent a ton of time today helping people understand how to build their success through this type of strategy. And through that, what I've been really picking up is this is a big way you've been able to do this. And this is how you've started to grow your company. And that focus on the social media, the focus on the YouTube, the focus on the video. To that, you've also mentioned to people that, hey, listen, you can go do this on your own. If somebody's going to do this on their own, and we're talking about, and I've stressed the importance of paying attention to your time. The time that's involved, the money, the investment that's involved, what kind of time should people be spending on a, say, weekly basis focused on a content strategy, if Cameron, they're going to go at it by themselves?
If they're going to go on it by themselves, I would say 1 day, like 2 days a month. You just focus on content. And
2 full days a month.
2 full days a month. Like, okay. If you're a disciplined person, like if you're producing results, you already know how to be disciplined probably. So just discipline yourself to create all of that content, because content isn't the point of running your business. The point of running your business is to get business. So don't try to create content every single day. Create content twice a month, time block some time, and create reels. Create some long form content. Use offerings like ChatGPT to generate a bunch of different content ideas, and then you talk about them. Time yourself talking about these things. And I think one thing that people can do right from the start is focus on creating long form content, focus on creating YouTube videos, cold content, searchable stuff, tutorials, and then pull short form content from those tutorials to put onto Instagram and to put onto TikTok, and tell people to go watch the full video on YouTube. And that's how you're going to start getting your YouTube videos to grow and your Instagram account to grow, because people, like the spiderweb effect, are going to be clicking across all the platforms.
Absolutely. Okay, so spending a couple days a month doing recording content. And I mean, I want to go back to this for one quick moment because I think you went really quick over that. Editor Pro is a brand new offering through Gray Media.
Yeah.
And that basically what it does, I'm going to say it, and then let me see if I'm bang on with you here. I record a video, so everybody pay attention. I record a video on my phone. I take the video that's on my phone. I go to this website. I basically enter in my information. I upload the video, and I let Gray Media, through their Editor Pro app, take over and basically deliver the content back to me ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to be honest. The idea came from
Dude, don't lie on this show, bro.
Box Brownie. I loved Box Brownie. You can go to Box Brownie, pay $2.
Good people down there.
And they'll spit out a perfectly edited photo every single time within 24 hours. So I wanted to do that with these captions. There's so many different places on the internet. You can go to Fiverr and you can pay $50 for some of these clips, but you're going to wait a week for it. So I wanted to make the Big Mac of editing and the Big Mac of content, because I can't go and shoot all over the map. But with Editor Pro, you can go on there, and whether it's filmed on an iPhone or it's filmed on a professional camera, my team will do the best possible edit on that clip. So one thing that they'll do is they'll go and do a full color grade. This is very beneficial if you're part of our community, because we have a community of content where you can actually learn how to use your iPhone and how to optimize it to use the lighting outside, and how to use the right settings so that you're not getting weird color glares or you're not getting weird flickers in the lights, and how to use lighting, because there's so many people who will shoot with the window behind them. And I know I'm talking about it right now, but I have a massive light lighting me. So I'm allowed.
And you don't have a ton of light coming through that window.
The lights are off.
Yeah, and it's not jumping into my camera lens or anything.
Jumping in. Yeah. But if I was to turn this light off right here, it'd be glaring right through.
Right.
But I have such a powerful light directly on me that it's balancing it out. So never shoot a video with the window behind you. Shoot with the window directly in front of you. That sunlight is going to look so even on your skin. It's actually a hack. When I used to, because I only bought lights this year. Before I had lights, I used to film using sunlight for everything.
Right.
It's so even across the skin.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, cool. So again, for everybody who wanted to get into this, Editor Pro is certainly an app. Is something that you can use as an option. Check that out. From there, Cam, talking about social media, talking about content creation, everything else. You've also got something else that you're working on, which involves AI to help serve a better client experience. Talk to me first about why client experience is such an important focus.
Well, I think like the biggest thing is like you can have a perfect product, but if your client experience falls apart, like it doesn't matter how good your product is, because they're not going to want to put up with the system or what they have to go through to get that product. Like
I'm sorry I was late. Oh my God, I know.
Exactly,
I forgot to send that to you. Like whatever.
Yeah. Or someone gets so busy and they're so like the product's good, but like they're just so full of themselves really that they're not putting together the whole package. And that client experience, it doesn't really take long to put together. It's not too hard, but you're not going to get there unless you're talking to somebody who already has that. So the biggest thing I would say is like, get a coach for everything in your business. If you want to get somewhere, hire somebody that's in that position, because like I was always the person that did it themselves. I've never really hired a coach in my life. And I said, like, I never saw value in a coach. But as soon as I started getting coaches, I realized like the coach isn't going to teach you anything. They're just going to hold you accountable to do the right things. And they're going to hold you accountable to the things that you're not even noticing you're doing every day. So if you were coaching with somebody like us on a regular basis, you're going to get to go through all of your YouTube descriptions with us. You're going to get to go through your YouTube tags. You're going to get to go through your Instagram and your Facebook and hear from a strategist like me exactly what you're doing wrong. And you could change those things right away and see results. The same thing with you. You can pick somebody's schedule and tell them exactly how to deal with their clients. And if they change those and they discipline themselves, they're going to see results right away.
Discipline is huge. Mm-hmm. And that, again, this comes back to customer experience, what you're doing with the clients. You know, what are they saying when you're not around about what it's like to work with you? So tell me this then, dude, like where does AI come into this whole thing?
So like AI is the future, man. Like it's going to be
for sure, dude, for sure. Like I'm just where's the role that it's playing? What you're doing with
it's playing many different roles. Like I use it so I have a chatbot API. So what that does is basically it will do all the heavy lifting for me. So if you go to ChatGPT, you can go ahead and write a comment into there, write me a YouTube script about home staging, and right away it's going to spit that out. But if you wanted to send that to your client, you're going to have to copy and then you're going to have to paste that in. I'm right now building an API directly into my website. So you can go and click on the Gray Media chatbot. And I've fine-tuned my chatbot to only talk about specific things. It knows my calendar. So you can say to it, hey, when are you free for a meeting? And it'll say, how's Thursday, Wednesday, and this day? It'll optimize my calendar. It'll pick the best dates. And it's going to say it in a really, really nice way. I think one place that people really their business falls apart is in their messaging. Like they don't realize the emotion that people will get from a text sometimes. Like I'm somebody who overanalyzes the messages that I'm getting. And when you put something through ChatGPT, you can put your message exactly in ChatGPT and say, rewrite this for me. And it's going to spit it out as if it was said by like the most professional English PhD professor. That's what I ask it to speak as. And it just sounds really, really nice. It's not offending anybody. It's just a proper, well put together sentence. And then as long as you're positioning it as the administrative staff and it's not you, it's totally fine that message is being sent, because it might not be the way you talk, but it's the best version of your business. And I think that's one place where we're going to, and it's scaring a lot of people. I'm talking to a lot of people who are scared of AI because they're like, well, it doesn't sound like me. Well, the big thing with AI is like, we're going there anyways. So get used to it. Like, you're going to be talking to AI more than you're talking to human. There's going to be more robots on this planet than there are.
I'm telling you, dude, like, listen, cars are going to start coming to life. You know, buildings are going to start telling you not allowed in. We're allowing robots to just take over here.
You know how
this is one of those movies from before you were born that we used to see about, robots taking over.
Well, I started doing a lot more research. Yeah, I've seen all of those videos, like all of those movies. I'm watching them now. So the interesting thing is in the 50s, and I don't even know when it happened, but when all the automation came into the car industry and started doing all the heavy lifting for us, it was good because it took all the heavy lifting from us. And we think that's what it's going to do for us now. But what AI is coming for now is it's coming for all the marketing jobs. Because what AI is realizing is if it can manipulate the human brain and it can basically get the human brain to believe what it's trying to get it to believe, it can get the human to do whatever it wants. And that's what we're getting. Like, you could type into AI, spit me out a photo of this, or you can go to randompersongenerator.com and it will generate a random person every single time that nobody else will get. I'm just going
to caution about one thing on that, is that AI is certainly here. It's here to stay. It's doing some incredible things out there. The one thing that will always stay true is that human beings operate on logic and emotion. Okay. And that emotion, just the same way you said a moment ago about, analyzing the way that message comes through. What does it mean? We can messages, text messages, emails, they lose context because the emotion is not there. The joking, the laughing, the smile, the inflection with your eyes, the tonality of your voice, none of that's there through a message. So again, this stuff is great. I just want to caution everybody in this game, in this real estate industry that you're in, sales industry that you're in. It's always a relationship business. And the more you can connect with a human being, one human being to another, the closer you get to getting to ultimately what you probably want at the end of the day, right? Which is a deal. Mm-hmm. So, dude, I'm bought into everything you say. I believe I need my content strategy. We do have a question from somebody in our private chat room here that asked, wanted to know, and I know your answer to this, but share with everybody for us, please. Does Cameron advise to use music and captions with videos, or just plain simple video without anything?
Well, so Instagram is by default muted. So right away, 60% of the people who are consuming your content, if you have no captions, they're going to swipe right by. Instagram isn't a search-based community like we were talking about before. It's its own community. So when people are going on Instagram, they're going to be entertained. So they're not going there to learn. So if you're trying to go and teach somebody something and you don't have cool captions bouncing around, grabbing their attention, you're not going to hook them right away. So there's a mixture of why we're using those things. We use the music because the music is the new algorithm. Like, hashtags don't do anything for you right at the start of the content. It's the music, because the music is going to carry you into a specific algorithm. And then right away, if you get a ton of views on it, you're going to start landing on the hashtags. So I would start with smaller hashtags like I use like hashtag St. Catharines, hashtag Hamilton, because they're small and my content will be able to perform and stay at the top posts on there because I'm getting a lot of attention right away. And using the music, it's going to boost me on the algorithm and the captions are going to grab people's attention. It's literally, there's a science behind it, and they're made for people with ADHD because the colors are changing and things are zooming and things are changing all of the time. Every 5 seconds, we're rehooking you back into the video. And that's why there's all these dings and weird sound effects and pictures changing. So many people say, can we cut that all out? I don't like it. But I will not do that because it's not going to be an engaging video without those things. Like, people have ADHD and we got to get over that.
Man, you've shared a ton of value today, and it's certainly, I'd say evident to what can you do to help my business. When I say mine, I mean anybody tuned in right now. But I want to ask the question to give you that opportunity to just share maybe specifics right now quickly that, how would Grey Media save me time and confusion of me doing this all on my own? What is Grey Media doing on a daily to, help your clients build more mindshare?
So the biggest thing is, like, we focus
I want people to better understand what you do, right?
So we focus on strategy. Grey Media is a strategy-based company. So we will look at your business, we will look at your goals, and we're going to help assemble you a 16-month roadmap of what you need to do to get to your goal. You might not get the views that you dreamt of, but you're going to get to a place that's much closer to your goal. We've had a really, really good record with who we have worked with, and we've delivered high quality results to our clients. And we're really confident in like the way we create our content because it's so different. The biggest thing I would say to people is, like, we are creative marketing strategists. So you come to me with a digital marketing idea and I can probably make it happen better than most of the people in Canada because we've been doing it so long. So, like, we are a YouTube/social media future digital marketing agency that focuses on social media strategy.
We've got a question around cost to execute a 16-month strategy. But what I think I want to do is I want to connect the individuals asking that and let you guys have that talk, because I'm sure that there's probably a million ways to slice that answer, Cameron. Would that be fair?
So it will depend on what your goal is. So, like, it depends on what your marketing budget is. It depends on, like, where you're going to spend your money. Is it just on content? Is it on Facebook ads? Where do you want your budget being spent? And then from there, we'll tell you where you should be spending it. Just because I've been doing it so long, we almost want to be looked at as the social media accountant or the professional in this field, because we've been doing it for over 10 years.
We'll make that connection for you guys.
Amazing.
Cam, you just talked about how you help your clients.
Yep.
You just talked about goals and talk to everybody here about their end goals and, how you help people and what they can do to help their clients and where AI plays into it. So the day's done. It's over.
It was fun.
How do you know that it's been a successful day for you?
So, like, with me, I'm realizing, so I'm basically now breaking up my days into separate portions. So I try to get all of my actual work done before 12 o'clock. This is actually something that Alex Hormozi does. So I try to get a full day's worth of work done before 12 o'clock because I have a kid. I have all this stuff going on at home. I want to be home by 5 o'clock every day. So from basically 6 a.m., I try to be up at 6 a.m. till 12. I'm answering emails. I'm making sure the team is editing. I'm making sure that the business itself is operating. Then after 12 o'clock, I'll do all of my meetings. I'll do all of these sorts of things, podcasts. So I'll go and I'll do some strategy planning. I'll do some coaching. And that'll take me to about 4 p.m., usually 12 till 4. And then from there, I'm home with the family, and I'm usually home for 6 hours usually. Like, I got a really good time block at home, and then it allows me to wake up again at 6 a.m. and repeat the process. Like, we work Monday to Sunday, so taking that time block in the evening is definitely helpful because it doesn't feel like we get a day off. But I'm young now, and I'm not going to be young forever, so I want to take advantage of it.
There you go, man. Love that. Again, there is no remark or comment about how much money this guy made. It's all about how he divided up his time, ran his business, spent time with family, and basically ran his life. And the more we're in control of what we do and how we do each and every single day, from content creation to, cold calling, lead generation to, dealing with clients, to dealing with family, to taking care of ourselves, the better we feel. Cam, give us some parting words about what anybody can do. And I mean, hell, man, we just spent an hour talking about this. So don't repeat any of that stuff. But if anybody wants to get out there and build some more mindshare, give us just some parting words that you want to share with everybody.
Just get out there and start helping other people. Every town has that main street. Go on that main street tomorrow and start door knocking every single store and try to get the phone number and the name of every business owner and take them out for coffee and just see what their business is about and see if you can provide value. And I guarantee you business is going to come from that. That's all that I would say.
My coaching clients know that as local shops for everybody tuned in. So Cameron, thank you. It's been an absolute blast having you on the podcast, teaching everybody how to grow their brand, leveraging social media and artificial intelligence. Some amazing, amazing nuggets here, man. Of course, an hour is never enough time, but we've taken what we can from you today. So, Cam, thank you once again for being part of the show.
You guys.
Of course, we are super pumped to have Gray Media on board as an ongoing sponsor of the Mindshare podcast.
Thank you. It's a blessing. I'm super excited to see everything we're going to do together. There's a lot of stuff in the pipeline.
We're about to have some fun, man. Everybody better watch out. That's for sure. All right, buddy. Thank you.
No problem. We'll chat soon, buddy.
You're either listening to this on one of your favorite podcast platforms, or maybe you went to my website, mindshare101.com. And while you're there, be sure to download your free copy of the Ultimate Marketing Bundle, our 31-page ebook, including your free 90-day social media content calendar. A reminder as well that if you want to talk about personalized one-to-one coaching, an in-person keynote talk for your upcoming event, and or ongoing virtual training, just get in touch with me. We'll set up a free consultation call, learn more about what you're looking to achieve, and how we will help you do just that. And don't forget, enter your name into the draw to win some free swag by simply leaving a review of this podcast at www.ratethispodcast.com/Mindshare101. Connect with me on Facebook at Mindshare101 and on Instagram at David Greenspan101. I want to thank Gray Media, REM Magazine, and Kits Keep in Touch Systems for sponsoring the Mindshare podcast. Be sure to visit our site to learn more about what these powerful companies will do to help you grow your business. This has been another episode of the Mindshare podcast. Thank you for tuning in.